Hi everybody, Claire here from Van Isle Labradoodles, and we're here today with some really exciting news. This is the birth video for the Razzle Dazzle litter, and you'll see that this is a litter of just 4 puppies, but it is a pretty spectacular litter. It was a bit of a marathon litter too. Ripple, even though these are just mini Labradoodles, thought she'd take a long time to actually produce the puppies. She wasn't actually in labor for very long at all, but she was in the pre-stages of labor for, just about 14 hours. It wasn't even 4 hours in total that she was in labor, so less than an hour per puppy. And if you'll remember from the Cafe Noir litter, those are medium Australian Labradoodle puppies, and Oshana was in labor for 9 hours to have 9 puppies, so about an hour a puppy. So Ripple was close to the same amount of time, but she did keep us up for 41 hours in total because we'd started our regular day and she started her pre-labor late in that evening. We stayed up with her all night, kept expecting them to arrive at any moment, and then they finally made their appearance just around 7 p.m. on Monday, January the 21st. So they're all happy, healthy, beautiful mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. Now, one of the things we talked about in the Blonde Brownies litter was patterns and colors. So today we're going to introduce you to each of the puppies. We're going to talk a little bit about their very unique colors because these puppies do have unique patterns in them. And then we're going to do the weighing, tell you what color their collars will be. We're not going to actually put their collars on because they are so brand new. They're not even 24 hours old yet. So just taking their weight is enough stress for them today. And then we'll put their collars on them sometime tomorrow. So we'll do that. We'll talk a little bit about how Ripple's doing and what's going on. And then we'll conclude the video for the day. So let's get started. First of all, these are, as I said, mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. Ripple herself is a mini, and she weighs 19 pounds. And the husband of this litter is Mack, and Mack is from Alpine Labradoodles. And Mack himself is about maybe 19 or 20 pounds. Ripple and Mack are almost the same size. Now, Ripple, as you can see, is a parti. Now, parti, if you don't know, refers to 2 colors in a dog. So you can see her puppies are all parti. They're all black and white. Mack is a black and white tri. And we're going to talk a little bit more about what tri is in a moment. Ripple herself is a sable, but she also is able to produce black, obviously, as you can see. So all these puppies are black because black is always the most dominant color. And one of the most exciting thing about Australian Labradoodles is that they come in so many different sizes and so many different patterns and colors. So we're excited to show you this litter and some very unique features of them. The Cafe Noir litter, as you know, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and have been following along on the updates for that, is a beautiful all one color litter. Those are all chocolate Labradoodles, and those puppies are medium-sized Labradoodles. And the litter before that, that we have all the updates for on YouTube, is the Blonde Brownies litter. And that litter was what we refer to as a rainbow litter. There were different patterns, there were different colors, there was all sorts of things in that litter with Spirit. So you can tell just in 3 litters how much variation there is amongst the breed of Labradoodles. And it is one of the most unique qualities and one of the most fun ones. So these puppies are going to weigh considerably less than what Oshana's did at birth. And we have 2 boys and 2 girls. So we have a totally even split there, which was very kind of Ripple to do, very accommodating of her. And you can see Ripple's doing really well. She's entirely relaxed. She's not even panting despite it being very warm in here. We have the heat turned up to about 23.5 degrees Celsius to keep the puppies warm. You'll see how they're spread out. They're not huddled. So that means they're quite happy at this temperature. If they were all huddled together in a little group, then it would be telling us it's a bit too cool for them. And if they were much more spread out, we would know that they were too hot. We don't overheat the room because we don't want our mums to be uncomfortable. We try to keep it so it's tolerable for them. We also don't mind if it is a bit warm, though, to encourage them to drink. It's really important that Ripple has lots of water right now as she's busy feeding all of them, and for good milk production, it's necessary for her to also have good fluid intake. She's back to eating. She didn't eat at all for about 28 hours before the puppies were born, but she's got her appetite back now. She's had about a pound and a half so far today of her raw food, and we won't overload her today to try and get her system back to normal. But you can see she's spotless. She hasn't lost any weight. You can see she's not skinny, and she is so content and relaxed, which is really great. We go to great lengths to make sure our mums are as comfortable as they can be. So let's start with each of the puppies. We're going to start with this little girl over here, and you can see that she is a black and white parti. Now what I'm hoping is that some of her other markings are going to show up on the camera as well. Now, if you watch our videos regularly, you'll know that all puppies are born blind, deaf, and unable to eliminate on their own. So you'll hear me talking to the puppies. I always talk to them, even though they can't hear a word I'm saying right now. But when I have the puppies, I take time to hold them right up close to my neck. This helps them get used to my scent and become familiar with me and learn that people are good. And she can also feel the vibrations in my chest when I talk. So all of those things are great starting points for each of the puppies. As soon as they open their eyes, and from the first memory they have, anything to do with people is a good one. So we make sure that they always associate people with something that's really pleasant. So this little lady is, as I said, a black and white parti. You can see that she has a really gorgeous face. She has a lot of white on her face, which is really quite unique. And if you can see just inside her ear here, she has copper markings. Those are called tan points. And that means that she has some sable. Ripple herself is a sable. So this girl is a parti. She is not a tricolor. She's just a parti. She doesn't have any other colored markings other than the little smidge of color that's in her ears. Now, as she matures and gets a little bit older, we may see some more of those sable markings make an appearance. We may see some come on the side of her face. That's what happened with Big Mack, the boy in our litter from the blonde brownies. He was black and white, and at first he was just like her, all black and white with just a little hint of that copper in his ears. But by the time he was 6 weeks old, he had quite a bit more of those tan markings and tan points. So we're going to make this little open face girl, she is going to be red collar. And like I said, we're not going to put the collars on right now, but that will be her color. And so there we've got the scale sorted out, and she weighs 218 grams. And she does not enjoy being in the box and away from her mom and away from her siblings. Of course, as you know, she's not even 24 hours old, so that's quite a bit of stress for her in the day, and more than enough. So we're going to put her right back with Ripple. And Ripple's going to make sure that everything's okay. She's going to give her some extra comfort there, give her an extra little kiss and a little lick. And we'll move on to this puppy here. This puppy is a boy. And you'll see on this one, he still has some of his umbilical cord. One of the other ones has quite a long umbilical cord still on there. So this puppy is not only a parti, as you can see, because he's a gorgeous black and white, and he has a lot of heavy black marking on him. But if you'll see on the side of his face here, his very handsome face, you can see his tan markings. Those are phantom markings. He also has the same markings right under his bum, which he doesn't really want to show you. So, and you can also see his eyebrows are those same tan points. Ripple's getting a little bit worried that I'm holding him up like that, so I'm just going to have him closer to her so that she can be comforted that everything's okay with him. So it looks like this baby is going to be a tri. Now, a tri is very unique in Labradoodle world, not seen very often, so we're pretty excited about that. So we'll just put our scale back on here, and we'll get a weight on him. We'll just put him in the box here. Here we go. It's okay, Ripple. and he weighs 265 grams. Now, there you go. We don't like to have Ripple too anxious about things, but it's really good, as you can see, that she does get worried when I take the puppies away from her. So that's a great thing, because that makes us really confident that she's being a very attentive mom and looking after her puppies well. Now for that puppy that we just did, we'll make him Blue Collar Boy. Now we'll go over here and we'll take this little one here just because she happens to be closest to me. Oh no, he. And this is the one I was saying has the quite long string left on his umbilical cord. I'm going to hold him a little bit lower to keep Ripple a little bit happier about things if she watches. So this puppy too is also black and white and a party. And if Ripple will keep her tongue off of him, you can see those same beautiful tan points on the side of his face, and same thing under his bum as well. I won't lift him up too high because she does get quite worried about that. So let's see how much this little boy weighs. We'll just put him in here, and he is going to weigh 256 grams. So very, very close in weight to his brother rather that we just weighed. And you can see again, Ripple's up. She's a little bit worried about all of what's going on here. This is the first litter that Ripple has had where we videoed, so she's not too sure exactly what it is that the people are doing with her babies. There you go. There we go. Good girl. So we will make that last puppy there, we'll make him Purple Collar Boy. So we've got purple, blue, and red, and we'll make the last little girl will be Pink Collar Girl. I just have to make sure I get the right puppy here. There we go. I don't, whoopsie, we get that one go over there. And yeah, this is our little girl. So she is, of course, again, a black and white party. She has a really beautiful way her markings have all gone together in the back there. And just like the last puppy, you can see she has those phantom markings on the side of her face and on her eyebrows. And she has that beautiful white blaze on her forehead there. And let's see what she weighs. Just put her in there. And she weighs 288 grams. So she's a good size. She's bigger than both of her brothers there. There we go. And we'll just put her right up here with Ripple. So there, that's all of them. And we'll make her Pink Collar Girl. So we have pink, red, purple, and blue collars. And next time when we do the 1 week update, we'll be sure to have all their collars on. But you can see that it doesn't take too much to get everything upset and the Ripple mostly unhappy with how things are going. And we really don't want to do that when they're this brand new. We want to make sure we do everything so that Ripple's settled in with her family and that the puppies are able to nurse and do well. And now the reason why we weigh them right away when they're born like this is so that we can keep track of their weight. It's really important for us to know that they're gaining steadily. If a puppy isn't gaining, or if they happen to lose, then that means we have to pay attention, figure out what's going on, because then something is wrong. So we want to always make sure that we weigh them multiple times throughout the day for the first week, and then we do it daily thereafter. And then by the time they're 3 weeks, we only weigh them about once a week. And then by the time they're 5 weeks, they don't fit on our scale anymore. And we know they're okay by then usually. So you can see them all happily nursing. They're pretty good. We had to get up a few times during the night with them. We are actually going to change this whelping box with Ripple and put her in a smaller one, just because this one has too much room for a small dog and small puppies. We had this box out to have them born in just because it's easier for me to fit in with her. And if you follow our Facebook page, you will have seen the pictures of her in a blue tote box. She spent about 12 hours in the blue tote box, thinking that was where she was going to have them, because that was giving her lots of security, having something really close and keeping her comfortable and safe. And that's the same premise as to why dogs love crates, because it's nice, enclosed, small spot where they feel perfectly safe. So that's the video for today. That's your Razzle Dazzle litter. I hope you enjoyed it. They are absolutely stunningly beautiful puppies. We are so proud of Ripple and Mack. They just did such a great job. Ripple's being a wonderful mom, just like she was last time. And I don't think she knows, but she's probably going to get a break from the next time. So she probably won't be having puppies again for another year or so. So we hope she really enjoys these ones, and we hope you enjoy them too. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you aren't already subscribing to our channel, please be sure to do so so that you get notification of all of our updates. Ripple's sister Hazel will be joining us here on Monday, and her due date is February the 3rd. So the sisters are going to have puppies at pretty much the same time. And then after that, we have Breezy joining us just a few days later. So it'll be really fun because we're going to have Oshana, who has her own puppies right now. So Oshana's being a great mom to the Cafe Noir litter. And she's also going to become a grandma when Breezy has the Shake It Up litter. So I think that's the first time we've had a mom being a mom and a grandma at the same time. I may be mistaken, but I think that's the first time. I love you too, baby. So there's lots that happens on our YouTube channel. So we invite you to subscribe and enjoy all the action. And if you have any questions or comments or want to know anything more, please be sure to just post them all in the comments before the video here, or below the video, not before. I'm still a bit tired, and I'm more than happy to answer them. Thanks so much for watching. They love you.